about the Rio 2016 team and talk about the unique chemistry that the team has.
Yeah, so I think one of the most exciting parts about this team is the unique blend of veteran capabilities and our rookies that are coming in for the first time going to the Paralympics, and the excitement that they bring. A lot of us we've done this game for so long, and we've done our fair share of opening ceremonies and getting the gear and everything that I think sometimes we take it for granted. And the excitement that the rookies bring in, the new girls that haven't experienced it before, and the excitement that they get from going to the opening ceremonies, getting their gear, all that stuff, that makes me relive it again, and that's one of the parts that I love about this team. As it's been said, we have great chemistry, the most cohesive chemistry I've ever experienced on a team before, and I've been on a lot of amazing gold medal winning teams, but this one has something special for sure.
And so you've had gold, but you've also had fourth.
I have.
So
go big or go home, right? I mean,
what's it take to be at that pedestal?
I think it takes two things. I think it takes focusing on the little details, because when you get to this elite level, you have to be able to do the little things right, because all the players are going to be good, from the 4.5s all the way down to the 1.0s. All 12 girls on each team is going to be high caliber athletes. So you have to be able to focus on the little details and do them right. I think the second part of it is the mental game, and that's something that Team USA has been working really hard on this year with our team psychologist, Dr. Roberta, and we've seen a lot of gains in that area in terms of our mental game. I think that's really going to benefit us as we move down the road to Rio.
Biggest challenges for you guys down in Rio?
Balancing that veteran capability in the new girls, making sure that when we get into the high pressure situations that we're all on the same page, that we're all able to handle that last second shot, the fouling in the right moments, the end game situations, those critical moments where it's going to take not only the 5 on the floor, but the 12 of us to capitalize in those moments.
Biggest countries that pose a challenge?
Oh gosh, the Netherlands and Germany. You know, Canada can always show up with a force as well. We've seen them come and put a lot of points up on us at the Paralympian Games. You know, they weren't easy to beat. But I think our biggest competition thus far is definitely Germany and the Netherlands.
What makes it special to have USA on your jersey?
For me personally, you're representing not just yourself, you're representing so much more. All the hours that are spent in the gym and all the people that it took to get you to this point, all the love and support from family members and time sacrificed, and I'm going to get emotional talking about it, but wearing it on my chest is more, it's more than just me, it's more than the girls that are practicing out there. It's everyone that has been a part of the journey.
You got a nice Nike kit today. Talk about that.
Yeah.
The Nike sponsored
We are excited
jerseys.
about it. It's like Christmas today. Yeah, no, we are super pumped about all the gear that we've gotten today and the support that we've gotten along the way, and I know all of us are super excited to check out all the gear in more detail that we got, especially the shoes. I'm a shoe person.
Talk about what it takes to be a good shooter and how you learned to be a good shooter. I'm sure it's repetition in the gym
Yeah.
is one thing, but just talk about what it takes to be a good shooter.
I used to not be a good shooter or shoot the ball at all for a very, very long time. I didn't have confidence in myself to even do it. I think there's a few components, at least for myself, that went into it. It was people believing in me that I could be a shooter. That sparked within me that I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can put the ball in the hoop. From there, it just built with repetition, being confident in myself. You know what, I've taken hundreds of these shots before, I'll be able to make it in a game. Having that, and then I work a lot on trying to stay as calm as I possibly can, because when it comes down to those moments, you need to be as loose as you can. So taking a deep breath and taking your perfect shot.
So when Coach Wheeler says it's crunch time and we're going to Desi, there's got to be a pride in that. any coach saying, hey, we're looking for?
There's pride. There's pride in that. There's pressure. And also it's humbling to hear that from Stephanie, and to know that my teammates could possibly look to me in those moments.
So I talked to Coach Wheeler about what it was like to coach some of the athletes she played with. So reverse the question and ask, what's it like to have a former player now your coach?
The transition, I was worried about how it would be initially. But the transition was pretty seamless, actually, because when I played with her in Alabama, I looked up to her anyways as a veteran and as a leader-type figure. So when she transitioned into the head coach position, it wasn't that difficult for me to accept that role from her. I think her and I will sometimes butt heads, and that's because we're pretty much the same person. We'll laugh about it afterwards when we're talking to each other. But I think in the end, what it really comes down to is we both really respect each other, and we've had that experience with each other on the basketball court. So we have that added trust for one another, I guess I would say.
You've played around the world, you know. You could say you're a little iconic within the genre of your sport. What does that carry? What type of responsibility does that carry, and how do you carry that back to a new generation of maybe disabled kids who
Sure.
are looking for opportunity?
Sure. It's always kind of been my passion and my dream since I started wheelchair basketball to be able to give back to the sport in any way that I can. You know, I've gotten to do quite a bit of wheelchair basketball camps for kids up in Whitewater. Last year I helped coach the Whitewater women's collegiate team, and I'm hoping to do that again this year as well. Having those experiences, I almost learn more in that. The kids teach me more than I could learn on my own. And the girls in Whitewater, just having to explain the game to someone instead of just doing it, it's a whole different thinking process. And it's something that I'm proud to give back to the community that gave me so much.
And finally, talk about the Whitewater program, its unique nature. It's been a powerhouse too, you know, with
Right.
national championships, and just what that program has done to pioneer and probably foster, you know, growth and evolution for your sport.
Right. Whitewater is fascinating because I think you could ask the average American and they wouldn't know where Whitewater, Wisconsin is. But you can go overseas to the Netherlands, to England, to Germany, to Israel, to all these different countries, and wheelchair basketball athletes will know where Whitewater, Wisconsin is, and that's a tribute to the program that has been built there. Not only, you know, the men's program starting in the 70s and women's in 2007. So they've really built a dynasty there, and I think what drew me to that program and what's kept me in Whitewater for so long is the family aspect that we boast, not only on the men's team but the women's team as well. It goes back to that cohesiveness and how it really benefits the players, the coaches, and the staff members. And that's what's made Whitewater so great, honestly, is that family aspect.
Anything to add?
Can't wait to be coming back with some hardware around our necks. Let's go. NWBA, come roll with us.